Now, overnight, Russia launching a barrage of missiles and drone attacks. Ukrainian officials say at least 18 people were killed, 85 injured, and more than 80 residential buildings were damaged. These attacks not slowing down either, despite the completion of the largest prisoner exchange of the three-year-old war between the two countries. ABC's foreign correspondent Marcus Moore joining me now. Marcus, good to have you. So we know Ukraine is now releasing those images capturing just the scale of the devastation there. Meanwhile, Zelensky is saying the United States' silence speaks volumes. What's the latest on that?
Yeah, well, it was another violent and very sleepless night for people in Ukraine. Once again, Morgan, for a second night, Russia pummeling parts of Ukraine, including the capital of Kyiv. We've heard from Ukrainian officials that Russia launched nearly 400 drones and missiles at 13 different districts in Ukraine, hitting dormitories and various civilian locations. And as you mentioned, there have been a number of casualties reported, including deaths. It does give you a sense of how this war is continuing to unfold and how lives are being lost in the process. And all in the midst of this prisoner exchange that was concluded this weekend, 3 separate exchanges for a total of 1,000 prisoners each. And Morgan, we understand that some 300 soldiers on each side were exchanged. You mentioned President Zelensky in his comments on what he said, the silence from the U.S. And others. He has been calling for more sanctions against Russia to try to stop this war. And one of the things he said is that the world may go on this weekend break, but the war continues regardless of weekends and weekdays.
Yeah, and Marcus, we're certainly seeing that. Let's switch gears to Russia, because have they come out to say anything about this? And does this attack further underscore the lack of progress in the ceasefire talks that you mentioned?
Well, I think one of the things that the Russians have said is that they are open to peace, but what they want to see addressed, or they say, are the core issues that led to this invasion, and that's one of the things that they have said, and this war will continue nevertheless. One of the things that President Zelensky has said is that Vladimir Putin is not interested in peace. In fact, that he is trying to drag this war out, and what we have seen, he will point to what we've seen this weekend as evidence of that, Morgan.
All right, Marcus Moore, thank you so much.